Hello, welcome to Phantasm in your screen. I am Phantasm. I'm in your screen. Today we're talking about Pokemon starters. What do you think about Pokemon starters? We're gonna go ahead and make it really easy to get started. We got standard tier list right here. We got a Bulbasaur. We got it all the way down to what the current starters, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. The order is not correct though. I think it is now. Yeah, that looks right to me. Off the rip, it's gonna go get started. We got Bulbasaur. Everybody knows Bulbasaur. Pokemon numero uno. First of all, the way we're doing this the rubric for me is the starters. Not exactly by themselves. You got to kind of think about the final evolution in there with it. We're going to kind of disregard the middle evolution. We're going to think about the final evolution with it. It's not the whole line. It is mostly the starter itself, but it is taking into account some of the final evos. But I will do one with all the starters, including the middle evolutions, as their own entity, one eventually. So if you like that format, or like this format, let me know. So we got Bulbasaur right here. B, C, B. If it's B, it's gonna be low tier B. We're gonna roll with it. Charmander, S tier, A tier, S tier. Is it? It seems like for the first gen, it kind of had an idea here, like Squirtle, squirrel, turtle, but also Squirt, it has three things there. Is that a triple entendre? I'm not quite certain if the entendre is the right word for that, but it's three things. Charmander, Salamander on fire, it's charged, it's right there. Bulbasaur, frog with a sprout. Yeah. I'm gonna go with that. Chikorita. Now, I used to not like Chikorita at all. Very, very not a big fan of its super boring design in the beginning. Leaf on top of just like a very unrecognizable stump. But Bayleaf is sweet. Bayleaf has always been sweet, but Meganium, as an adult, I like Meganium. Didn't like Meganium because it was just big flower. Who cares? As like a young boy, who cares about just a big flower? But that's a pretty cool big flower now. So I think I'm gonna give it B tier. We're going to Cyndaquil. I think it's in the same spot, honestly, because Typhlosion regular is okay. In the old games, like when it was pixelated, great, very cool, very, very cool. Once he became 3D, he has not looked good. But the Hisuian, if I'm not mistaken, the secondary form of it, I do really like Typhlosion. Cyndaquil itself, I think actually I'm going to bump up to A just because I like Cyndaquil itself's design. Aqualava's okay. I like the first two more than Typhlosion itself. Totodile. Oh, I'm torn. I think that's right. I'm debating on putting Squirtle back in A tier. I like Totodile. I think he's fun. Ice Fang, sign me up. For alligators, not crazy big on mine because big blue alligator, but it's a common one for artwork, so that's made me kind of grow more accustomed to it because I just see it on my Twitter feed occasionally. Especially now that like recently there was it's like 300 Pokemon artistic tournament, but contest, and a bunch of them were for alligator, so that was pretty sweet. Moving on to Gen 3, we've got Trico. And if you know much about my Pokemon experience, I'm a Trico guy. Torchic. Well, actually, Trico, Sceptile, Grovyle, all three of them solid. Even the Mega, solid. Torchic. I like Blaziken. Combusken's kind of mid. Blaziken though is pretty good, pretty rad. I feel like it could be better, but honestly, it's not bad for fighting. Chicken. Mudkip, Axolotl, Mudfish. Yeah, I think I have to put them all the way up there just because. Yeah, I have to. It's such two fun actual animals. Fun name. A history behind it. Swampert's awesome. It's the most reliable of the 3 Pokemon to pick in the game. In the game that it's from, I should say. You can't go wrong with Mudkip. You got Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup now. Turtwig. Now this is tough between these two. It's tough between these two. Now let's think about final Evos to decide this one. In my opinion, Blastoise, 2 cannons on it. Turtwig, a whole continent on the back of it. That's gonna give it the slight edge. Chimchar, you know what? Not a big fan. Not a big Infernape guy either. I think oh man, I can't remember where the middle evolutions right now. I know Infernape. Chimchar and nope, not gonna come to me right now. Nope, it's gone for the time being. So Chimchar, I Close Combat feels like it was made for him with them, but I don't love its design. It's very just like orange monkey, and then you gave it like fire behind it. You know, that's not even like a tail really. It's just fire behind it. Because like, is the fire even stay with the tail? That's not for my recognition of Infernape. I'm pretty sure it goes to the head, which like that's fine. That's not Pokemon starters work. It doesn't matter. I think things like that happen. Maybe I can't think of any of the starters here that things like that would happen with, because where it moves from there to there, because like all these things kind of just whatever. Regardless, I just don't like its design. It's uninspiring to me. Firefighting was also not. It was just recently done, so you didn't need to double down on it, and that was a very big mistake to me. I think whenever I played Gen 4, it was always Turtwig or Piplup. And usually Piplup. It was usually Piplup. Yep. It feels right so far. Alright, on to Gen 5. Also, I am willing to do a full, like, entire decks up to date. I am. I likely will not do it soon, and it will likely be very, very long, and possibly come out in parts. Possibly, but I am willing to do it. Probably do it gen by gen. And then one big one. Too much. Let me know. Just let me know. What's it called? Snivy, Tepig, Oshawott. Snivy it's a snake with some legs on it. And Survivor is just like a more ornate vining around the snake. That's cool. It's pretty cool. No, I'm gonna put it in front of C tier. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna have to blank that out. Alright, remember to blank something out around 10 minutes in. I was in Discord and I do not check Discord often at all. At all. I'm awful at Discording. Not discourse, like talking, I think I'm pretty good at that, but like actual, like Discord. Tepig. Might be mean. I am mean. Do I like Tepig more than I think? Oh, is that a hot take? Is that a hot take? Hold on. Yeah, no, that's what I meant, yeah. No, that's, yeah, hold on. No, that feels right. Both Snivy and Tepig. I like Embor. I like his I lied. Yeah, I like his ornateness. But I feel like it should have been rock or ground, and I feel like it's fighting type. It might be. I feel like it's fighting type, but it might be dark type. I feel like it's fighting type. Tepig's cute. Pignite is okay. That being said, still strong C tier. So far, this is what we've got. We've got Gen 6 and on after this Oshawott. That is going into strong A tier for me. Yeah. I love otters. And the fact that they finally got like their own Pokemon, and it's cute and good. Makes me very happy. No, I don't think I think Duat is arguably the best second Evo in the whole series. Arguably, I don't think it is, but it's arguably. You can argue it. But then you get the Samurott, and Samurot's it's okay. It needs something though. And I think that's why they added Hisui in one, where they're like, let's make it dark type and make it a little bit sharper. But they still didn't do quite enough for it, in my opinion. That's what keeps it away from the top bit of A tier and also S tier. But it's very good. I think I'm actually going to. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I think I'm gonna add a tier above. Where is the plus? Plus. Okay. I'm gonna come back to this at the very end and put the last ones in there. Until then, we're gonna put the regular ass up into here. Now we're at Gen 6, I believe. Chestnut? No, that's the Chespin. Yeah, it feels right. Does it? Yeah, I kind of like. I'm thinking about the final Evos, and I feel like I'd rather use whatever a Chespin's final evolution, Chestnut, whatever. I think it's the name, more than a Survivor. Superior. At least as the game currently is built, not including like ROM hacks that have edited their typings and stuff like that. Fennekin. I feel like this was a scary moment. And this is whenever I think they were like, all right, we need to be aware of what we've got, and we need to make, I don't mean to be any type of offensive, but they're like, we need to make furry bait. Every starter, every gen, one needs to be furry bait. Fennekin right here was the start of it. Litten was next. Litten is not furry bait itself, but Incineroar. Yeah. Score Bunny. What's the final evolution's name? I can't remember the final evolution's name right now. But anthropomorphic rabbit. Bipedal. Yep. And excuse me. And a drink. Sprigatito. And then, the final evolution. Not exactly fully. But this one's like a hybrid as well. And like I don't hate that, obviously, but I just feel like that's when the trend started. Fennekin. I like Fennec Foxes. I think they're a real fun little canids. At this point, I'm just like comparing like side by side, like to the next one. Like, would I rather have a Bulbasaur or a Fennekin? Would I rather have a Venusaur or a Fennekin? Would I have a Venusaur or no? Hold on, we're gonna do this later. Froakie can get A tier. I'm torn between these two. Greninja is one of my Smash mains. So, and by that I mean Smash Bros. Brawl. Ultimate. Brain not working right now. My throat is very dry. Excuse me. Moving on to Rowlet. Rowlet is a barn owl, obviously, as you can see right here. I'm pretty sure that were adjacent species. See a little bow tie. Decidueye is incredible. The second evolution's also a whole lot of fun. Dartrix. It's got a little quiff. But Decidueye, Ghost, Grass type, a lot of fun. I'm gonna put him in the S tier. Litten. Incineroar is okay. Like, yeah. I feel like that's being generous a little bit. Poplio. Primarina is... I feel like they were just kind of jamming the fairy type in to a starter. Grookey. He's okay. Rillaboom doesn't really feel like a Pokemon though. Like, it doesn't really look like a Pokemon starter. Primarina also kind of doesn't, but it looks more so than Grookey does. And what's the fire type? Incineroar. Yeah, Incineroar. Yeah, it's good in Brust, good in Smash. I don't know. I feel like he could have been so good. I see, that's the one I picked, remember that. Oh, it's these two that are with it. It's these two, these two that are with it. This is the one that I ended up picking from the generation because I did like it the most, which, like, that's not very good for what you're about to see next. I'm gonna leave it there for now. We got Sobble, which I liked because I like chameleons a lot. I've owned a couple chameleons before. So Sobble is a big letdown for me. Sobble was very much a letdown. I remembered seeing it and going, oh, it's going to be very fun. It's going to be real cool. And then I remembered seeing Inteleon and going, that's not it. Because I remembered seeing it in like a fake, like not fake, in like a leak. And I was like, oh, it's just another fake. Someone made this in the same like model design wise. It's a good fake, but it's definitely not going to be what the Pokemon looks like. And then it came out that's what the Pokemon looked like, and I was like, I guess I can't pick this anymore. And it's very rare that I see a starter and then see the final evolution and decide not to. Now that is always, it is always the final, like say, and final determinator for which starter I pick on the first playthrough of that game, or any playthrough of the game if I don't do a second one. It's rare that it changes. It's still rare that it changes. It's the most important thing, but it's rare that it changes from the needle that much. Like it's usually the same one I like the most. Sobble was not it. Sobble was not it. The only reason I'm going to put it in D tier at all is because I liked his first evolution. Score Bunny, I think, deserves that, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna keep him there. What does it do? You know, like what does it provide to the game that the game doesn't already have? Look at it. Chimchar, bipedal, mammal, fights. Oh, it's a soccer player. I think that's stupid. It kicks little fireballs. Okay, that's kind of cool. I get how that can, like, you know, be cool. Creates little fireballs and kicks them. But then its Gigantamax version was just... Oh, we're going to talk about Gigantamax versions. I think that's why I ended up picking Rillaboom, because Rillaboom had like a big thing and that looked okay. It didn't look awful. His was at the top of a very tall tower and it looked stupid. And his looked even, like, arguably the best, and it was just him on a giant fireball. It was awful. Awful designs. Yeah, worst generation. Maybe very worried for the sake of the game in general. To be honest, I think that was a very bad gen, if I remember correctly. All right, moving on to the final generation of Pokemon. We've got Sprigatito, dark type grass, I believe. It's final. When it's final evolved, it is grass and dark, I believe. We've got Fuecoco, fire and ghost, and Quaxley, water and fighting. Now, if you noticed, they go fire in this whole game. Obviously, I'm sure you know this, but water beats fire, fire beats grass, grass beats water. Now, whenever these guys evolve, it goes ghost beats fighting. It's not super effective against it, but it can't be hit by fighting. Fighting is super effective to dark, and dark is super effective to ghost. So it's its own little triangle here. It reversed the normal way that it goes. Something similar happened up in Gen 4, I believe, where it was firefighting. and then water steel, and grass ground, but it wasn't quite the same thing. Grass ground, but it wasn't quite the same thing because ground is super effective to steel and fighting is super effective to steel. So it's more like both of these guys had an advantage against this one. But this one did get advantage, access to ice type moves right here. Against him like an ice beam, that would be 4 times effective, and he had access to flying type moves and drill peck, which would be not 4 times, but would be 2 times effective against the fighting type here, as well as the bubble, which is bubble type, the water type 2 times. So it still kept an advantage, but it leveled the playing field more so here, and it kind of also leveled the playing field here too. Fighting and ground, I don't believe have any relation. It might make it not very effective. I'm not certain though. I feel like it's normal. Back to Spiritito. The weed cat. I like him. I think it's better than Incineroar, not by too much. It's got a yo-yo. I think that's fun. We're gonna go to Quaxley now. Quaxley is a peacock. It's a duck, but then it actually becomes a peacock. As far as I know, it is. The way that it's white doesn't initially look like it, but when it has like the water spread motion, it has like the full fanage out, and it has like the peacock design to it. So it might be a peacock mixed with another type of bird, possibly some kind of crane. But peacocks are one of the animals in a Pokemon that I've been waiting to have a version of it. Secretary Bird's another one of it, and Cuttlefish is another one, which I don't think has its own quite, because there's like the Ammonite, and Ammonite has its one. I also want. I'm not gonna get into that. It's a whole other video to do of animals I want there to be Pokemon of. Which now that sounds like a fun video to make. But remember, this channel is not going to be like Pokemon themed. This channel is going to be like literally just kind of everything I want to make, including tier lists like this, some other just thought pieces. I do want to make like a little bit of series. One series I do want to do, and I will be starting to work on very soon, is a Mass Hysteria series where I cover different Mass Hysterias. And I'm excited to do that. But back to this little guy. He's fun. He's got a little hair do, a little quiff action going on over here. Not quite a quiff, but it's like he's threatening to it. You know what I mean? Peacock. It's not quite there. It could have been if it was just a little bit more colorful. I feel like it would have nailed it. I love how like flamboyant it moves and runs. I feel like that's awesome for it. And I like the typing. I just felt it didn't quite nail the mark. It didn't quite feel 100% like a Pokemon. That being said, I still think it's a little bit better than, right here. Yeah, I think that's about it. Alright, now, Fuecoco. This second evolution gets like a little nest on its head, and there's like a little bird egg, and then that bird egg hatches and goes to the front of his nose and sits there, and that bird can become like a little like so I think it's a phoenix or whatever, because it come out and make a little like microphone, and it sings into it, so it's a little stingy guy. Also, look at the little like skull on the head. Isn't that so cute? He's so cute. It's so cute and so good typing, and such a good type combination. What a guy. What a guy. And it's also well portrayed that he just like likes to just gnaw on things. I think it's very fun. Yeah, alright, so this is not the definitive list. We're gonna go back through real fast and like re-sort it. We're gonna start at the bottom. Do I like Scorbunny more than Sobble? No. Do I like Sobble more than Rillaboom? No. Do I like, or Grookey? Do I like Popplio more than Grookey? Yeah, actually. Chimchar more than Grookey? Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, okay. That's. Oh, do I do it? No, Chimchar Inferno carries it back to C tier. Yeah, I think that's right. Tepig. Yeah, I think I do. I think I would rather have that one. Fennekin and Fennekin or Tepig? Fennekin. Survivor Fennekin. Yeah. Bulbasaur definitely. Chespin. No, I think I am gonna put Bulbasaur above Chespin. Lind B tier. I think I'm actually gonna drop it down to C tier. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep it like that. Yeah, I'd rather have the bulky boy. I think I'd rather have the bulky boy than Sprigatito too. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Quaxley though, I do like Quaxley more than Bulbasaur though. Chikorita. That's tough. That's tough. You know, I'm gonna do that. And then I'm also gonna think about these two. Do I want these? Would I rather switch these two? I wish Chikorita got Fairy type, and I feel like it would have if Fairy type was part of the original typing. I'm gonna stick with it. Bulbasaur, Quaxley, Squirtle, Quaxley. I'm gonna stick with Squirtle. Turtwig over to Squirtle, I do think is still solid. I think he's still the right move. Cyndaquil and Froakie. Cyndaquil is right against Turtwig. Cyndaquil and Froakie, I think, is also still right. It's tough though. Froakie and Totodile. I can't lie. I do want to make the full thing now, like with all of them, because Greninja would be very high. But then again, both these guys would be pretty high. I think Greninja would definitely be higher than for Alligator though. But I am gonna leave Totodile in front. Oshawott in front of both for sure. Oshawott in front of Torchic? No, can't do that. Torchic's just too iconic to me. Piplup? Yeah, I can do Piplup over Torchic. Alright, moving on to S tier, and we're gonna put some of these into S plus. We've got Fuecoco. I've already talked about him. I love him. I think he's like one as perfect as you can design a starter to be. It's got cute, it's got like intrigue, because you know it's gonna be like some sort of like other thing. It's got like a little bit of kick-assery to it, and it's got a good color combination. It's got all those things. And then you go down here and you go to Mudkip, and you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing too. We put Mudkip in S tier, now we put Trico in S tier. You fully put Trico in S tier. Trico is always going to be an S tier. That's welcome to my channel. Rowlet though. I do have a little Rowlet toy for my cat. I don't think it was meant to be a cat toy, but it's this little stuffed guy. It's like hand size, so like that's totally a cat sized toy. So it's now a cat toy. It's cat toy size. What do I say? So it's not a cat. It's not a toy cat. I'm struggling for words. It's now a toy for my cat. Wow, I did it. We did it together. I'm so happy for me and you, because you don't have to hear me struggle for words anymore. Oof. Yeah, Charmander is definitely underneath these two. But now it's because Mudkip I think is number 4. Mudkip I think is a strong 4 here, and then Rowlet. It's got 2 forms. I do like both of them. One vastly more than the other. We gotta think about the final evos on this one. Yeah. I was trying to be a little bit more diverse with the inclusivity of like not just being 2 grass types at the top, but I was like, no, this is a tier list for my own personal opinion. We're not trying to be fair and balanced here. We're trying to be accurate portrayal of my brain, of my tastes. And look at that little bell curve we made in the process of it. Look at that. That's beautiful, ain't it? That's beautiful. And this is in order, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. We've got number 1, Trico, number 2, Rowlet, 3 Fuecoco, 4 Mudkip, 5 Charmander, 6 Piplup, 7 Torchic, 8 Oshawott, 9 Totodile, 10 Froakie, 11 Cyndaquil, Turtwig, Squirtle, Quaxley, Chikorita, Bulbasaur, Sprigatito, Litten, Chespin, Snivy, Fennekin, Tepig, Chimchar, Grookey, Popplio, Sobble, Scorbunny. In that order is my order of favorite starters in Pokemon. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you taking your time and watching this video with me, or at least listening to it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here and taking your time out of your day to listen or watch this. If you were listening earlier, there was a bit where I talked more about what I would do with this channel and what I'm planning to do with it. Like, I've got some Mass Hysteria videos I want to work on, like a series. I've got other tier lists I want to do. I've got not necessarily reactions planned, but like it's more so something I feel like I will do if I feel something compels me enough to do so. This is meant to be like a catch-all kind of channel where I can make whatever, even pretty sloppily, you know what I mean? Because this is it in terms of what I've got right now. I'm going to change setups in a little bit, but this is a learning experience, and I want to thank you for being here with me. I thank you for helping me with it. Feel free to leave any sort of comments below on what you like, what you didn't like. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. This is Phantasm in your screen. Do you like that name in the channel? What do you think about that? You know, because you know me from my ASMR. You know, it makes sense to keep the name. Toodaloo.